everybody, it's Steve Olson with WSO. It's June 21st, 2017. Taking a look at very, very recent footage from the North Slope in Alaska. You can find this at the avcams, FAA.gov, and you can actually see these weather cams for yourself. So this is pretty hot. This was pointed out to me by my good friend Gary, who discovers planets. Gary the Planet Hunter. But this morning, he pointed this out to me, and look, check out this strange artifact, sky object. You know, it's very reminiscent to me, this thing here. If you'll remember, a couple of years ago, and here's the footage. I'll just pull the footage up for you here so you can see it. But remember when the tether footage was there was a tether that was attached to the space shuttle, and they're trying to generate ionospheric energy, and it basically generated so much energy that it fried off this huge rope of material. And as this thing floated away from the spacecraft, these huge creatures, or whatever they are, show up. The second kind of interesting feature of this photograph here or set of photographs, is this very blue object with a red object behind it. That, to me, that's just kind of an interesting thing. But my gosh, that's super interesting. Is that some type of a shield? Is that some type of a living creature? Who can know? I don't know. All I can say is that it's a very strange effect. And Gary, thank you for helping point that out. Poking my nose around the All Skycam network, which, by the way, one of our subscribers actually got a hold of the All Skycam the Moonglow cameras that are used for these, and they do indeed detect infrared light and show infrared light, just slight band, okay? So some of the reason why I think we see objects where other people fail with these all sky cams is because we see the IR. But in this particular case, I was messing around, and check it out, man. Come on now, Steve. So I catch this like big orb, and notice the time. This is in Florida. This cam is in Florida, and note the time. Like within 10 minutes, this orb goes from here in the picture to here, and then in the next frame, it's gone. So that was kind of an interesting, like, what the heck is that moment I had? And then also we're getting footage from this particular camera here is in Illinois. And this is the morning cam from this morning. And what I thought was interesting about this is I do expect to see Venus. We'll take a look at Solarium here in just a second. But I think this shows Venus and the moon, if I'm not mistaken. Now, the question is, it just must be the position of the planets themselves. But one seems to be bigger than the other in one picture. And it's, you know what I mean? It's like, so there, if that's the moon and then that's Venus coming up, you know what I mean? It's a pretty compelling picture of the planets, of the local Venus and moon, but very, very bright expression of Venus relative to if that's the moon or that's Venus, etc. Either way, it's kind of a strange apparition here in the cameras in Illinois. Wanted to remind you, please let us know as soon as you possibly can if you're going to be attending the Boise or Minneapolis events in August. Click below for more details. Send us a note or sign up for one of the events as soon as possible. We're doing our final counts. We'd like to get everybody all set up with their accommodations here in the next week or two, or to make decisions on how we want to move with you guys together in managing these events. We love you all. Just remember one thing, guys, and this is really, I want to come down on one really quick message. Don't be afraid. The best combat to fear, I have found two things, actually. The first is knowledge. Knowledge is a good way to combat fear. And the second thing to combat fear is love. If we really bind together in a spirit of love together in our hearts for each other and stop worrying about who's got what and who thinks what, and just kind of stick to your own knitting, I think what's going to happen is we just start seeing each other as humanity, that we all have the same feelings. We have the same love of our families. We have the same love of all of our traditions or culture or any of those things that we love, okay? And if we could just for a second put down our differences and just, let it all go for a minute and think of and celebrate just the fact that we're on this earth with a consciousness, the human race, similar to what Wayne Steiger's trying to do with the 60 Seconds for Humanity, which I encourage you to go check out. Oh my. What is that? Yeah, take a little closer look at that. I can't really tell you what that is, honestly, because I don't remember any blue planets close by. Neptune, I don't think it's close enough. Wow, check it out! I know. Keep circling it with that pointer. That will help. But thank you for sending this to me. This is an amazing capture. Oof. And then it sets just like the Earth that, you know what I mean, from the picture from the moon that the astronauts had supposedly gotten from the moon, where they took a picture of the Earth. Doesn't that look like a blue planet back there? What is it? I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, speaking of ISS and space footage and so forth, check out this picture from, I don't look at a lot of this stuff, but this is a wacky picture from the ISS. Lens flare or no, that is the weirdest damn thing I've seen in a long time, and ominous. Yep, more red orb footage. Again, we know that these cameras capture the IR band. That's why it captures this. That's why I can see it through the clouds. But, you know, it could be some kind of a refraction too, but again, it's that big red orb. This is from Canada. Ooh, it's like from Fantasia or something, you know what I mean? Unbelievable. This is not the sun, by the way. The sun is above it. This, again, you know, is one of those kind of things you look at and go, oh, well, look, it's reflecting light. The sun doesn't reflect light from a sun above it. At least not the last time I checked. Oh yeah. And then this is one of those pictures that you just go, yeah, lots of refractions and reflections and so forth, but doesn't it belie that there's something going on up there that's unusual? That there could be something going on where they're trying to direct light or make us look away or look in the other direction? Is there anything that in that picture that would make you think that? I'll leave you with a little bit of the Bloom sky footage as I read a quote from my good friend, just give me a second because I have to pull it back up again, Paulo Coelho. I can choose to be a victim of the world or an adventurer in search of a treasure. It's all a question of how I view my life. And you know what, guys? You know, let's look at our lives as a great adventure and not as something to be afraid of. And let us go forward today with the spirit of love and truth. And I hope you all a really, really, really good day today. It's Hope Day.